Hey Coach BK, real quick, tire changing. You need to know how to do it, okay? You'd be super uber duper mad if you didn't finish a race or your time was really not what you wanted it to be because you didn't know how to change a tire, okay? You need to practice it just like everything else. This bike management thing, for those that aren't technically skilled, you need to practice this. You spend a lot of time and guts and everything preparing for your race. This is one thing that you have control of, knowing how to do. You don't have control of the flat tire necessarily, but you have control of knowing how to do it. So some quick tips on how to change your tire, okay? First thing, when you discover you have a tire, make sure that you stop, and you're stopping well. You know what's around you. You're not creating any safety issues with being too much in the road, and be mindful of where you're putting your bike. You don't want more stickers by putting it in the grass or whatever, okay? Just be mindful of all this. And then the other thing, your aero bottle in the front that you're drinking water out of, or your fuel on your bike, make sure that your bike fuel is closed so it doesn't leak out. And the water in your front, just be mindful if you lay your bike down. It's gonna drain out. So if you don't have enough water, you're not close to an aid station, you don't have extra in your back or whatever, take it out and set it off to the side where it won't tip over, okay? So anyway, you got a flat. Here we go. Oh, so in your bike bag, back here in your bike bag, 2 tubes, 2 CO2 containers. I have a patch kit. I've never used it. Knock on wood, holy smacks. Dollar bills to line inside of the tire in case I get, run over something pretty big, and that'll keep the tube inside. I have extra base salts and Imodium in there as well all the time as well. So we'll see what's in that bike bag. Oh, a toolkit, a bike toolkit, right? To take care of stuff. And you need those thingies to help you to change the tire. So let's get at it, okay? And I highly encourage you to practice. Have someone video you maybe if you can't get it, and I'll send you what to do different. Practice it, okay? So let's do it. So my bike has a flat. I'm like, okay, no big deal, I can do this. So I'm gonna get into my bike bag. There's my tool. I'm gonna set this all to the side because I have this all crammed in here. There's a lot of stuff in here. So like this, I have base salts. Who knows what's in there? That might, oh, that's toilet paper. And then Band-Aids, and then salt pills with caffeine in them. Okay? Medication if you need to take medication. It's waterproof. Okay, so and here's my patch kit. I have to take all of this stuff out because the way my bike back is, the tubes are at the bottom. So I have this pile going on. And yeah, it would make things slower, but if you're training long, doing a lot of training rides by yourself, or you're training for Ironman, this is just the way it is, okay? So out comes my, oh, here's my dollar bills. Dude, I have a lot of money in there, check it out. I can also stop and get a ice cream or a Egg McMuffin if I wanted to. Or Egg McMuffin! Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Okay, so I use this. Okay, this thing is not fully screwed on until I go to use it. Okay, I'm gonna set it off to the side. Tube. So I have one in there. I have 2 extra. I do that because sometimes I'll give my stuff away. Okay. Tube. Another tube. This is another way of using the CO2 containers, a smaller one, okay? Tube. What else is in here? Oh, here's the little thingies that I need to get my tire changed with. Okay, so here we go. So I'll set kind of some things around here. I can get to them. How skilled you are at this is how this goes next. So we're changing the back tire, okay? So I'm gonna angle this down, hopefully not mess anything up. Okay, there we go. So okay? There we go. You have the skewer, right? So you're gonna kind of loosen this up so it'll come out, okay? Hopefully you're in, you look at where your gearing is at and you mentally remember where your gearing is at. You have a quick release. A lot of the bikes have quick release on the brakes, so you flip the brake up, okay? You're gonna wanna remember to put that back down when you put your bike down. So the idea is it's just gonna slip this way. So this is a 2-finger event. And what you do with your bike next depends on how skilled you are. I can change my tire and my bike still be leaning on my butt. But back tire, it's a little bit harder. So you'll just want to lay it down. So here we go. Go like this. Look how I'm pulling it this way. Okay, I'm pulling it over to the side and I pull it out. It's that easy. Okay, I pulled it clear over towards the derailleur, enough to get it around the skewer. Okay, and then I lean it on me. I let this go nice and easy. Okay, and then set your bike down to the side. Your water's running out, see, unless you took that out. All right, so here we go. My tire is fully inflated, and that's gonna make this a little bit tougher. Okay. New tires change harder than old tires. I have gator skins on my tires for outside riding because gator skins generally don't get as many flats. They're a little bit thicker of a tire. So you're gonna have to take that thing off because you're gonna have to take this thing out, okay? So get away from the stem, all right? And if your bike tire has been changed enough, usually you can go like this and push it over, but this is a new gator skin. So yeah, so this is where this tool comes in. Be mindful of not breaking anything, okay? You go like that, and then if it's still tight enough and it's not popping off, then you'll go with a second one, like this. Okay, and then you'll run this around the edge, see, until it's far enough, and then you can just do that the whole way around. Okay, all the way around. Notice I didn't take the tire completely off. Okay, there we go. So I have this space, now I'm at the top again with this valve. So I reach over, pull this over, pull it out, okay? Pull this out. This is hard on your back, by the way. Just want to throw that out there, okay? If you have back problems, your back's tight, you might have to sit down here and do this. So this is key. Yo, key, very key. Because you might not see the sticker in here. Your fingers are going to take one for the team and you're going to rub your hand. So my fingers are in here. I'm feeling for a sticker. Maybe you see it on the outside, okay? You want to inspect all this stuff. Make sure there's not something in there. Okay, so we have taken that out. You need to find the hole again. Where's it at? Here it is. Okay. So you go get your next tube. Here we go. And hopefully it's not like this with a whole bunch of, I bet that's base salts. Okay, mine has grime on it, which is kind of a good example because these tubes might be in your bike for quite a bit. If you're rolling into a new season, a big race, you want to expect these and check them. Just because they've been in there forever, don't think that they're necessarily good, okay? Another word. So this stem, if you're using race wheels and you're not used to race wheels, the stem needs to get longer, okay? They have extensions, but I have a couple of sets of these. So you take this off. These screw things are not, don't stress on these little round screw things if you lose it, okay? Mine is in my hand right now. Again, find the hole. Okay, this is where you need to get your stuff together and put this on right. Not futz around with it. So get your tire out of the way so I can see the inner tube and the hole. I stick that in there flat. Okay, I don't stick it all the way down onto the rim though. I get the wheel and I tuck the tube into the tire. I have this thing on here. Okay, and I just kind of lightly get that on there. Okay, listen again. You're tucking the tube, not kinked. Do not twist the tube. Okay, get it tucked in there. Do not rush. You rush and you'll have to change it again, and it'll take more time. You don't want it twisted in there because once you go air it up, it'll pop. And then you'll end up changing your second and last tube, okay? So you're just tucking this tire, this tube nice and easy. It's not twisting. I'm getting it up in there, not with the stick. No sticks. That would be important. Okay, so there we go. Now we are ready for the hard part, okay? This is the hard part, folks. It's probably the most important. Don't stress on where the tire is at. So mine's kind of popping out down there at the bottom. The tube is coming out of the tire a little bit. It's all good. Okay, just be mindful that it doesn't get twisted. So now what you want to do at the stem, the hardest part, is draw the tire back over the wheel, okay? So I pull it up a little bit. This I'm pushing up, okay? It's up in here, I can feel it because I want the tube away from this lip. One of the things that people make a mistake at is they get the top tube pinched right here. And I'm going to show you how to make sure that that doesn't happen. So, that's good. This becomes a stand-up deal, two-handed deal, okay? And maybe where you would pick up your tools, and maybe, me an engineer, I'd put them in my mouth, okay? But I'm not going to do that because you can't hear me. You could put them, slide them in your pants or whatever. Okay, so getting these in there, it's getting a little bit harder. So if you turn this around, be mindful that this doesn't undo itself. So see how this is hanging out? Okay, just very mindful of, put these on there, I come up here and stick this back in here. And at this point, this is where you probably need to, if it's a new tire, not loose enough to squitch on there yourself, stick that in there, these nice little grooves in here. Okay, and this is where kind of the hard part comes in. So you're squishing it in, and so I said, oops, stop. So look here, it's coming out of here. I need to tuck it in there again. Tube's a little tight, so notice how I've left that right there. Okay, it's kind of coming in there, getting this on. Need to tuck the tube in there again, getting that on. So I'm running this through. This is just holding place. I'm pretty much directly away from the stem down there, so this is the best place that that would work. So I'm coming up here. This is where the hard part comes in, where you have to start. This is where you do not want your tube in between here and the wheel, okay? So this is the practice part. Kind of just gently, with patience, getting that there, where the tight tire comes in. So right here, getting that pushed over. There you go. Okay, so now you have a second chance of checking in case you jacked it up. Okay, so start up here again. Push that up there. Make sure that the tube is clear up in the tire. And then what you can do is, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm scooching it over, and there's a lining inside of my tire, the rim, that's blue. And so I look and I make sure all the way around. I don't miss this step. I'm looking to make sure that my tube isn't pinched between the rim. See, and it is there, right there. It was pinched in between. And so then I just kind of futz around with it a little bit. I'll check the other side. And the tube was on the outside of the tire, okay? So, going around again, just keep going. You need to do this, okay? Be patient with this. Okay, and I'm back to, okay, and then I'm gonna do the other side. I'm just gonna look, make sure that the tube is not pinched between the rim and the tire at all. And I'm not lifting it up, I'm just squeezing it and looking. Okay? So that would be the next step. Okay. At this point, I'll tighten this up. I am ready to roll. I'm like, heck yeah, time to get going. So, I tightened that little thing up a little bit. It doesn't need to be tight. This thing doesn't really serve much of a purpose. Hands aren't too dirty. Okay, so I'll show you this one. Let me clean up after myself a little bit. So what this one is, okay, listen close, okay? This is threaded. Some of them come unthreaded. Some of these deal with both, okay? This one is a threaded and a threaded. So threaded CO2 with a threaded apparatus, right? When you stick it into your bike box and store it, you got it in there, so all of this will fit together, but you do not tighten it. Once you tighten it, it breaks it, okay? So here we go. I hope I did that right. Okay, so practice this because you don't get very many shots at this, okay? I'm going to do this so hopefully you can see well. I go like this. This is unscrewed. This is like a trigger thing. This one is. If you were to use this adapter, this one's a little bit harder. You need to know what you're doing a little bit more. Once you tighten it on there, you need to press down because once it breaks that, it goes. Okay, so let's see how this rolls, if I did this right. Huh. Okay, so yeah, I pushed it down, I put it on there. Okay, you can take it off, you've got some of that grease. This thing's gonna be cold. Okay, CO2 coming out's cold. My tire is not aired up. You know, if you can press it like that, totally not aired up enough. Stick it on there. Wait. Okay, need a little bit more. Okay, yeah, good enough. So pretty tight. Screw this back down there. On, right? Get your, you don't need these either. These are accessories, okay? And it's on there. If you wanted to, if you were doing a half Ironman and you saw bike support and it was pretty quick, you could check your tire pressure. Ironman, you'd want to do that, okay? So, done with this, put it in your pile. Okay, now it is time to get your bike back together. Keep moving forward, right? Okay, so you grab your bike. For the love of all bike, be very mindful of what you're doing with here because you break this derailleur, any of this stuff while you're futzing around with this, your race is over, okay? So be mindful of not jacking this stuff up. So I always hook my seat in my armpit. Okay, look, all you have to do is get that tire started right here in your brakes. Okay, get things sort of lined up right down here. Oh. Okay, so I'm here, right? So I'm not quite, I have a little bit of space. I have it started lined up with the brake. Now, if you remember where you pulled off your chain, grab the chain. So I am in between here, rolling this way, and my derailleur. And I grab it and I pull it tight enough to stick it right back where it was, close, okay? And then slide that in there, get it in there tight, tighten your skewer, okay? Okay, tight. So I took my chain off the front, so I need to, this is where you don't want to hurry, because if this chain gets stuck anywhere in here, oh, it can be a pain in the drain. So right here, what I do is I lift this up very mindfully, pedal, and see how it was out of gear. Now it's good to go, okay? The last step you need to do to make sure that you did this right, if you're a newbie, is drop that. If it sounds clunky or sounds rattly anywhere in here, you don't have this on tight enough. So that's how you change your tire. Wipe this stuff on your bike shorts, not on your face. Have a great day.